Hey fours, welcome to Destiny Digits. So I have cards already on the table because I actually already started the reading, but then this thing cut off and I'm not quite sure why. So I'm going to have to watch it very closely to see if that happens again. And I may have to record after I can problem solve. So I'll just go ahead and quickly run through the cards we pulled. So I'm using the Sacred Destiny deck from Denise Lynn. First card we picked was Relax, followed by Community, followed by Voyage. I didn't get to this last card, which is Love. But at the bottom of the deck, it says Courage. And so I'm explaining that I feel like this voyage that you're on, this leap that you are about to take is unlike anything you've done before. And you could be very nervous. But Spirit is saying two things. You are joining a community of people who have gone before you. And what that means is like you will find your tribe. You will find your tribe. You are finding a place where you actually belong, where you actually fit. Now, this is going to take courage because this is totally new. But you have to trust in your skill, trust in your abilities. Now we have Love here at the bottom. So this could be love that you've never experienced before, but I feel like it's more about loving the aspects of yourself that you have not entertained before. And being a little nervous about the newness that is happening in your life. Okay. Let's pick one more card from this. Thank you, Spirit. From this, this is the deck I created, Numerology deck. And at the bottom it says Calculating and Withdrawn. So, when courage is required of us, that's like we can't calculate when we are asked to be courageous. Right? That's not courage. That's calculating with a safety net. Calculating is like attempting to participate in something, but you won't take off your training wheels. That's kind of like what calculating is, and trying to determine, is this a situation where I'm going to lose? What am I going to have in the end? Like that, you can't do that. And so whatever this new venture is, Spirit says to relax. If you are nervous and uptight, and if you are doubting and critical, you are not going to be able to see the signs of confirmation that you are where you are supposed to be doing what you need to be doing. This Voyage card says that yes, you are going somewhere. You are discovering something. You are exploring, and you are most likely discovering aspects of yourself. And the farther you go, the more you'll learn. But you have to trust that this is exactly where you're supposed to be, and you're doing exactly what you should be doing. I also talked about the energy of Life Path 4s. These are energies that deal with limitation. They're builders. They know how to create things, not only for their stability, but for others. They kind of hold down the fort. Very responsible people. You can count on these people to show up and to perform consistently. And so in order to be that type of energy, you have to know when to limit the excess that's not going to play a solid role in the vision that you have moving forward. Right? Now, sometimes 4s can be a little dogmatic, kind of weighed down by all the responsibility, and sometimes they may adopt that woe is me type of thing. Can't believe I have to do this. Can't believe, everybody expects this of me. So really knowing how to balance your gift, your energy, will one, stop people from, expecting things from you that they can do on your own, but it'll also help you not burn yourself out. Right? Oh, great. It didn't cut off. Okay, hold on. Let me do that again. I'm sorry. I was watching this timer like a hawk. All right. So tarot. This is where I like to do the 9 card box spread. So I'm just generally going to talk about the cards as they come out. So we have the 2 of Swords. So we have choices. We have choices that we need to make. And I'm going to move this up because this is really where it should be. This is the extra row. Normally I only do 3. We'll talk about this one in the end. And there. Now I can knock it lost. Okay. So there's a choice that you need to make, right? And you have to want to make it. Now this blindfold says, I don't want to see. I don't want to see what's ahead. I don't want to see that what's required of me. I'm not sure if I can do it. I'm not sure if I can make sense of this in my own head. Now the moon is in the background. You know, the moon deals with kind of like the things that we don't know, the unknowns, the mysteries, things in the subconscious. And so you may feel like you don't have the skill, you don't have the knowledge, you don't have the awareness to make the decision that you need to make. Now, next to choices, we have the Emperor. So the Emperor is a figure of authority, somebody that has no problem making choices, right? Has no problem governing not only themselves, but kingdoms, right? So this is a card of power. This is a card that does very well when it comes to using their control to get stuff done. Now, next to the Emperor is the Knight of Cups. I always think of this as like that knight of shining armor that comes in and just sweeps you right off your feet. So when we're talking about the court cards, we have the pages, the knights, and then the kings and the queens. And so pages are kind of like when you get that first spark of wonder and desire, and you're like trying to make a plan about like how you're going to pursue something, but the knights have decided to pursue. So the knights are in motion, but the pages are standing still, trying to figure out how they are going to chase this newfound seed that they have discovered or been given. Now after the knight, we have the Page of Wands. So this is like, you know, having a passionate idea or something that they are interested in chasing after. After that, we have the 2 of Cups. This is 2 people coming together and offering their love to one another in a way that is balanced and healthy and fair. This could be a card that talks about 2 soulmates. We do see the angel above. So yeah, this could possibly be a reading about love. But if it's not, we will be able to find some nuggets. Alrighty, after 2 of Cups, we have the 9 of Wands, which is somebody that has continuously shown up to battle, and they're bruised. They have the scars to show the efforts made, and they're withdrawn and they're guarded because they just don't know what's on the other side of this. Bottom row is the Knight of Pentacles. This is like a tangible offer. Somebody offering something to you, that seems to be secure, something that you can see, touch, taste, feel. Pentacle. Then we have the 3 of Cups. This is a card of celebration and joy, and just these are reasons to laugh, reasons to smile, reasons to get together. It's merriment. But then we have this 4 of Swords, which is a card of reflection, a card of putting something to rest, a card of releasing things in us that really have not suited us. Right before you get to the Four of Swords on this journey, you have that 3, which is the heartbreak and the betrayal. And the 3 cards that cause this person pain are now hanging above them as they reflect. And then beneath them, they've got this one sword. This is the sword that is going to take them further, but they have to hang up these 3 that really cause them pain. And so they're reflecting about how to do this and how to release that situation that really felt to be destructive to them in some way. And then at the bottom of the deck, we have the 8 of Pentacles. This is about focused work and effort. You are creating something, you're working hard, and you have something to show for all that effort and that focused attention that you dedicated to that situation. All right. So when I read this kind of spread, I start in the middle, and that's kind of like our current reality. And then at the bottom, this talks about what we're bringing to the situation, or kind of like what we've been through. And then this top row talks about what we're thinking about, what we want to do, like what we're being pushed to do. So let's start here. So we have community, sociable, and artistic. And so I feel like for 4s, I feel like Spirit is saying that you have a role to play in a certain type of community, right? And so here on this card, we have a picture of a forest, and we see butterflies. They talk about transformation. We have rainbows, which are like very majestic and just signs from Spirit that, you know, the good is still coming. So keep going. But in a forest is home to many species, and every species that lives there and calls it home does not have the same task, right? Butterflies don't do what trees do. Trees don't do what foxes do, and foxes don't do what ants do. And so this is a community, but it's a community of diversity, and everyone has a role to play. And because the butterflies are prominent, I feel like Spirit is saying that this is a period of transformation. And as you transform and develop yourself, you are going to become a valuable member in this community. And how can you do that? Well, we have sociable and artistic. There are creative urges within you and skills that you have that you are going to have to display. So sociable, socializing, it's being easy to talk to, it's being very good at communicating with others. And then we have artistic. This is where you get to display all those beautiful things within you on the outside, right? So this Page of Wands is kind of like, all right, we're thinking about how are we going to approach this situation. I've got this spark, I've got this urge. What have I learned thus far, and how can I move that forward? Now, when you're looking at the court cards, the pages are typically like the ones who are younger, possibly immature. They're not as refined. And that's just because they haven't acquired the experiences that the knights, the kings, and the queens have. And so this is new energy. Remember, in the first card on the bottom, we had up there was courage. So this will take courage because it is not familiar. But with focused work and focused effort, it will be something that you definitely can master. So let's say that someone is interested in pursuing a relationship, but they don't feel that they have ever been in a relationship as balanced and as healthy as this, right? They've only been this wounded warrior where they've dealt with, struggle after struggle, obstacle after obstacle, and they feel pretty beat up. Are you going to trust this? Possibly not. No. And if this is not about a relationship, if this is just about finding your tribe, if this is about linking up with people that resonate in the way that you do, that are also being guided, and you know what I mean? Spirit is saying, like, you are where you are meant to be, and you have a specific role to play. You have specific gifts that are tucked inside of you. So no matter what came before, realize that you are here because this is the intention of something bigger than you to make sure that you are here. So yeah, you may be a little skeptical as you ponder how to place yourself in this setting, doing this, whatever this is for you. Um, and I understand what you've been through, but trust that things will be balanced. Two of cups, things will be balanced. And I need you to cooperate. I need you to adapt in order for this to have this feeling of soul level confirmation. Okay. Now, beneath this, we have voyage, right? And so we're traveling to something new. This is kind of how we're feeling about it right now. And this is kind of where we came from. So Knight of Pentacles. Well, we have voyage, and then we have jovial, optimistic, and creative. And so Spirit is saying that you are taking a journey, but the energy that you take with you as you go on this voyage means something. And so the best way to show up and the best way to travel and the best way to approach this venture is for you to be optimistic, for you not to already feel like you know the end. I already know how this is going to turn out because everything else in my life happened this way. That's not acceptable in this situation. Spirit is saying that you are a creative person, but don't get creative with the negative thoughts about all the possibilities that could go wrong. No, be jovial, be pleasant, be fun loving, be at peace, be excited about this. Um, and so, you know, an offer or something will be presented to you that you will be able to celebrate. Um, and it's something that you were considering or investigating, but now it's actually materializing into something. But there are things inside of you that you are going to be required to put at rest. So let me just say this. This is kind of like a people card. Like, there are some people that cannot go with you, and you have to come to terms with that. You have to end the things that um, don't reflect not where you are now, but they don't reflect the end goal of this new experience that you are on, right? And so Three of Cups seems pretty harmless, right? People just having fun. But then we have this card of putting something to rest. And so I feel like there are situations and experiences that may have been a little superficial in the event that they really didn't honor the person or the soul that you were. And as you travel, as you accept an offer, as you pursue an offer, as you take this journey, this voyage, as you explore this urge, not everybody is going to understand it, and that's okay. Your journey is unique to you. Totally unique to you. And yes, fours, you are responsible and you are builders. And sometimes we feel responsible for everybody and their emotions and their opinions and feelings, but it's time to really dead that because this is a journey of you. And once you release and allow yourself to really reflect in a healthy way, what situations and experiences suit you or don't, it will be easier. But it's definitely, you do need to take some time. You need to step into that space of solitude to really decide what is able to stay and what must I release as I approach this new experience with total courage, right? Now, at the top, Spirit says relax, relaxation. So as you are going through this voyage, as you are learning to step into your role, Spirit doesn't want you to be like, obviously nervousness is natural, but you don't want to be so caught up in the venture that you forget to breathe. You forget to do what you love to do. So we have someone here in a hammock at sunset. The moon is in the background and they're reading a book. So don't lose yourself. Don't lose the sweet spots of who you are as you embark on this, because you're so concerned or so scared, thinking that you are unfit and not capable of this. Okay. Next to relaxation, we have balanced and sympathetic, high vibes of 6. So in numerology, 6 is a number of love. It's a number of generosity. It's a number also, again, of responsibility. 6s are very good at being caretakers and lovers of others, very family oriented people and very nurturing. And spirit is requiring that you offer yourself that as you go through this. And how can you do that? Through being balanced and sympathetic, right? So forgive yourself for your fears, forgive yourself for your worries. And it's okay to feel the way you feel, but be balanced and sympathize with yourself. Be gentle, because you have a decision to make. And the only way that you can choose wisely, the only way, is if you relax and remain balanced, right? And then step into your authority. Okay. So this is a choice. Like this, like I keep, like if this is love for you guys, like then it's just love. But it just gives me good vibes. But like I feel that you are choosing to approach a situation in a way that is very mature and responsible. And you know, when you are operating in your full strength, you have something to offer others. And this is a cup, and it could be a cup of love. It could be you showing up to a relationship whole, complete, sure, and secure. That's exactly what it could be. But it could also be you bringing your heart into something that you are passionate about, you know, and choosing to operate from your strength, choosing to take off this blindfold, choosing not to be conflicted in your mind, right? Just capitalizing on the power that you do have to rule and to govern yourself accordingly so that you can present yourself. You could be this knight in shining armor, because if you are finding your community and your tribe, and if you are moving towards situations, places, and experiences that really resonate with who you are, and if you are changing something in your life, you are offering something to. None of us are here on this earth for us. We are all here because we have a responsibility to give to someone else that needs us. And the only way to do that is to step into your power and to realize that this is a soul calling. Like this is what you are here to do. And people are waiting on you, right? We know what you went through, but we have to put it to rest. We have to release what does not fit us. And we have to be optimistic about the potential. We have to open ourselves up to communicate and to connect with people, even though that could have led to catastrophes in the past. That taught us something. And whatever it taught us, we can now serve and offer another. This will take work. It will take focus. It will take drive, but you will have something to show for it. You will absolutely have something to show for it. And so it doesn't matter what people say or think. It doesn't matter what their opinions are. Spirit is saying, don't withdraw from situations because you're so scared about, you know, how others, it doesn't matter. Don't try to calculate your risks. Spirit is saying it takes courage and you need to go for it. You will not be disappointed. I hope that resonated well for 4s. Now let's just look at this really quickly. So remember, typically I like to pull 3 cards of each, but we had the 4th one and I said, I'm going to save this. So if this is about love, which is pretty, you know, we saw in the center here, this is could be the driving force. You know, we have a soulmate, 2 of cups, so offer of love. So for those of you that are pursuing a situation solely on love, these were the 2 cards that came out, and I just decided to keep them even, you know, whatever, they're extra. So we actually have love, and then we have low vibrations of 11. This is self-conscious, self-critical, and unconfident. Excuse me. And so, if you want to pursue love, if someone is offering love, if you feel like you met this person, you haven't met this person, or this is just something that you desire, Spirit is saying, be courageous as you take this journey, whether you know this person or not. Be courageous, right? Because the only way you can attract the love that you deserve is based on the vibrations that you are giving off. So, self-conscious, self-critical, and lacking confidence, none of that reflects the courage that Spirit is asking us to empower ourselves with. And so these are pretty much the energies of, this wounded warrior. He has every reason to be skeptical about love, about others, about attempting to chase dreams and passions. Every reason, right? He's totally beat up. But, you are going to get what you desire. But if this is what you are doing within yourself, within your mind, if you are criticizing yourself and if you are beating yourself up for all the poor choices you made in relationships, and if you are overthinking everything you say and you do, and if you are scrutinizing everything somebody else does because you're just waiting for them to be like everybody else, you won't even see love. You won't even see it. This goes back to that calculating and withdrawn. Sometimes people don't show up holistically to relationships because they're like, listen, every time I give 100, I get back like 10, and I'm never going to see my return on that 90 extra that I gave them. Hope my math was correct. So like it don't try to calculate the end. Like, don't do that. And it makes sense why you would do that, why you try to determine, like, am I going to lose here? How much am I going to lose? How much do I want to give? Am I going to be heartbroken? Like, it makes sense because your experiences have taught you to protect yourself. But if you want true earth shattering companionship, you have to continue. You got to continue to fight. You got to continue to show up. And when you show up, don't just try to get credit. Well, I tried to date. I tried to. No, you don't get credit for showing up. It's really about what you're doing within yourself as you show up. And so being self-conscious, not having confidence in who you are, not believing that you are enough, all of those thoughts that no one else but you can hear impacts the relationship that you are attempting to build. And so you can't blame, it's really necessary that you reflect on the outcomes of these connections by reflecting on how you were thinking about yourself and speaking to yourself. Nobody else can hear it, see it, or feel it, but you can. And if you are not confident in the love that you have for yourself and the love that you can offer, then you won't even see it if it arrives. You will totally miss it. Right? And we don't want to leave this earth with any regrets. So as ridiculous as it seems, you got to go all in. You have to go all in. Right? Doesn't that seem ridiculous? Because we already know what we've been through, but you got to put it to rest. You have to put it to rest. And we can't just hang out with people who have been scorned and just act like we're all happy to be broken and bitter. No, we're not. Everybody genuinely thrives in something that is balanced and loving. Like, it's good for humanity. Like, it's good for us, right? So we don't want to become like cynical about it because it has failed us. And we also don't want to be our biggest critic. So even if people can't hear what you're thinking and saying to yourself and seeing the way you're really treating yourself, it doesn't matter because it's always going to be reflected sometimes. But love is available to you. Love you first so that whoever does step into your life or whoever is there right now knows how they should love you. They should know how to love you because they hear what you think about yourself. They see the way that you treat yourself. You know what I mean? Like they should just jump right on that wagon that you have put out there for them to ride on. So this is my wagon, and this tells me how, and my wagon says that I am, honest and consistent, and I'm compassionate, and I'm giving, and I really love this about myself. These are the things I'm working on. I mean, nobody's perfect, but really display yourself in a way that's like rational, reflective, and balanced, because they have no choice. They do have a choice. They can either get on that wagon that you know for sure is a balanced reflection of who you are and what you deserve, or they can decide they're just going to go take a ride somewhere else because, you know, it doesn't fit them. It doesn't matter. You have to structure yourself in a way that gives people an easy chance to be successful with you. We don't want to be guarded. We don't want to always be talking about our wounds. Well, let me tell you about my ex. Let me tell you about my last relationship. No, if I'm here with you, it's because everything else is dead and gone. So that's not what I'm going to talk about. But what I am going to talk about is my goals, my aspirations, where I'm going. How would I love to see myself grow, right? You have to be to yourself what none of those other relationships were to you. And that's an advocate. That's a friend. That's a team member, a team player, right? You are your number one supporter. And by being that in silence where no one can see you, that's how you are going to pull in the one that is designed for you. Um, so, yes, but that takes courage. So make a choice, stand in your power. If you're being offered a cup, accept it. If you are giving a cup to someone, make sure it is coming from a place of strength and clarity and balance. And be sympathetic to your journey because it has not been easy. And don't forget to relax. This is a journey. All right, Forrest, take care. Bye bye.